Good evening, afternoon or morning, I don't know when it is because this is pre-record. My name is Mike Hughes and this song is called Black Gold. Black gold in my heart, black gold in my veins. I tore your world apart and I'll take it to the grave. They say it's only in the darkness you truly see the light. Well, I told my story to the jury put before me, and I'll tell it to the night. I was running from as soon as I could stand alone. Well, I fought my way out of every place I could until he said that boy's no good. Black gold in my heart, black gold in my veins. I tore your world apart and I'll take it to the grave. Alright! So I blazed to the counter and made them give it all, till the officer outside took the pistol from his side. So I shot that brother good. Black gold in my heart, black gold in my veins. I tore your world apart and I'll take it to the grave. Take me to the Lord, let him wash me down. St. Peter at the gate will surely deal my fate, and I'll take what's handed down. Black gold in my heart, black gold in my veins. I tore your world apart and I'll take it to the grave. Black gold in my heart, black gold in my veins. I tore your world apart and I'll take it to the grave. I let my mind on the wind blow in the valley of the old soul. That girl is misery. Hey! Hey! In the valley of the stolen hearts, there's a fever blowing through the air. See the shadows dancing all around. You can hear them calling through the flames. Every sinner that is calling out, tricked in a wicked game, cruel to be by your side, and burned by a naked flame, blinded by the light, and she draws you to her gaze. That girl will rage. Now the riddle of the ticking clock, you swear you're lost for days. Every turning of the hourglass, she leads you through the endless maze, and she plays that wicked chord. Now you're dancing cheek to cheek, cruel to that girl is misery. Hey! 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 That girl is misery. That girl is misery. She'll cool your heart in the valley of the stolen heart. There's a river flowing through the air. See the shadows dancing all around. You can hear them calling through the flames.
Hello and welcome to Alex Irons Presents, where this week he's already played one track for us. Mike Hughes is in the building. How are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm glad to hear it. Your debut single, which is called That Girl Is Misery, and your EP Live at Two Fly has recently been released. What are your influences behind it, and what has been the fan reaction from your two releases?
The influences, I suppose, are just kind of a lot of different ones. Nick Cave is a big one, although you probably wouldn't hear it, but just kind of the way I suppose he writes a song.
Yeah.
He's a massive influence. And I don't, you don't really know. It's always kind of, I suppose other people hear stuff in it, don't they, that they say.
Like what? Their points of view on life and what they think sounds like.
Yeah, well, like musical influences, but like someone said, I can't remember the band Catch Goo or something. Someone said it sounded like or something.
Yeah.
I can't remember it. And I was just like, all right, well, I hadn't heard that.
Yeah.
So I suppose it's up to the listener, innit?
True, but like from your own personal influences, would you only say it's Nick Cave, or would you say there's other things in there?
No,
as well?
there's loads. Kind of Dylan. I mean, I've really got into that Mark Lanigan recently as well. Have you heard his stuff?
I haven't, no.
Right, he's good. You wanna have a listen to him, and he
On your recommendation, I'll do it.
Yeah, though, yeah. I'll not that you should lend music. Go and buy it. But that kind of. I used to sing quite high, and it's probably annoying for the listener. Never mind me.
Yeah.
So now I've gone like a little bit lower. I think I've hit puberty probably.
And is there any way that people can purchase or download these?
Yeah, it's all good digital outlets.
And the bad ones too.
And some rubbish ones as well. iTunes, Amazon. I didn't even know Amazon sold songs until someone told me. Yeah, so it's on that as well. It's on Spotify, but don't listen to that. Just buy it. No one gets paid from Spotify, do they?
You only give money to Spotify, and then who wins? Spotify win.
Yeah, Spotify win. Yeah, £10 a month.
Yeah, I'd rather buy it. But also recently you have been on tour with Miles Kane. Where did you go, and how was that experience to be travelling around with someone so big at the moment?
Yeah, it was. All the gigs were great. It it was just me and an acoustic guitar, and playing in those kind of big venues is always a little bit. It's a big room to fill in it, but because everyone's so into him, they were all kind of down really early. Do you know what I mean? Like they were there for doors and stuff. So it felt like a gig rather than just kind of being first on and people stood at the bar or whatever. So they were all great. They were all really good.
Cool. And like, where did you go in terms of what venues and what?
I thought it was all the academies until I got to Birmingham.
Yeah.
Went to the academy and then they went, "No, you're not playing here, Mike. It's around the corner." So it was like, so I had to go somewhere else called the Institute, which was probably the best. Have you? I don't know.
I haven't been to the Institute.
It's like an old thing. Have you been to Coco in London?
Yeah.
Right. It's like that. It's like just an amazing.
Okay.
Bit like the Palladium, I'd imagine. But that was probably the best one because that felt like it was, kind of for acoustic. That sounded really good.
Yeah.
But they were all the academies, like kind of all like the major cities, really, and yeah, I mean those academies are like brilliant places to play, really, because you kind of look after the gear and stuff, and it all sounds good.
And it's like a couple of thousand people in there. just kind of watching you?
Yeah, I mean, you probably, more than kind of half full, really, even at that time. And some of them were really early because there's like curfews on after, and like it's like club nights and that
Oh,
after.
yeah, of
So
course.
so kind of Miles was off stage at like kind of 10 o'clock. But yeah, they all sounded, great. They were like good gigs to play.
Awesome. I would have loved to have been to one, or to play one would have been.
I would have got you in. Alex Defo would have got
Next
you
time,
in. Yeah.
But what would you say are your influences on music, and who did you aspire to be like when you were growing up?
Noel Gallagher, obviously. he was the one, I think. I mean, it was hard kind of being like, kind of 12, 13-year-old kid, and when Oasis come out, because it was just like, that's it, that's the one.
That's perfection.
Yeah, but then you kind of, you progress, and then I kind of discovered Bob Dylan, and I realised there was more than 4 chords in a song that you could play. So then I learned kind of the 5th and 6th chord.
Yeah.
So yeah, then it changed. It all changed after that.
And musical-wise, who did you kind of base your music on, or what do you base your music on?
It's really, I don't think you try and, well, in fact, that is a lie, actually. Sometimes I try and do that. I always try and think like Nick Cave. I don't know why, just because he is the kind of the one now for me, I think. But it's, whenever you try and sit down and write like someone else, you know what I mean? Whenever, you can't, you've just got to do it a lot and hopefully find your own voice, which, I'm sure I will one day.
Well, you're talking at the moment. Your voice sounds fine so far.
Yeah, I mean, there's loads of accents I can do, though.
I should have just done each question in a different accent.
That would have been. I only know 3. I'm pretty good at Alan Hansen. Birmingham, which I give you a suggestion of before.
Yeah.
And Caribbean. They're the 3.
Can we hear your Caribbean accent?
I was joking when I said Caribbean. I knew you'd ask me to do Caribbean when I said it.
Go on. You're making me crazy. Do it.
There's something with beer can, isn't there? Can't you
Beer
just say
can.
beer can? Beer can.
Beer can.
See, there you go.
There we go. That'll do. What does the rest of the year have in store for you?
Well, the kind of the next 2 singles are going to be recorded within the next month, probably. Have you heard of Ross Orton, that
I haven't, no.
producer? He's just done the Monkeys album.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going in with him next week to do one of the next singles, and then the album will be ready, and then the first single will be out like early next year.
Oh, okay.
And then the album will be out after that. So I kind of recorded loads at the end of last year, and then we kind of then got a new band, and we kind of did it live, and then they all changed, really. They kind of got a little bit heavy into some new songs, so it's like a bit of a mix match in like different sessions and stuff, but it's just trying to make it all coherent and work.
Yeah. Oh, cool. So like just kind of working towards getting something recorded and putting something out there to show off at gigs and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like Misery come like really late. Like we recorded it in August, and it got like the first radio play in September.
Oh, okay.
But like that's like having like recorded the album last year and then like sat on it for ages. It was really nice. It felt like you just record something and then get it out really quickly. So
Yeah.
it'd be nice to do that with these singles as well, I think.
Sounds cool. Well, you're always welcome to have a play here.
Cheers, mate. It's been lovely.
But what would you say has been the craziest moment that you have experienced this year?
Well, turning up at the wrong venue in Birmingham was pretty crazy, I think.
At least it was only round the corner and not in a different town 50 miles away.
I know, yeah, but I was driving, right, and the sat-nav took me down. Have you ever drove in Birmingham?
I don't drive at all. I
Right.
don't have a driver's license.
Honestly, don't get one. It's right annoying. Just don't get one. Just forever. Walk. It's easier. It might take you a bit longer. Walk to Birmingham. It's loads easier. You'll know exactly how to get there. So it took like an hour. I thought it was going to be dead early, and then I was dead late. I mean, it doesn't get much crazier than that for me. So that was That was pretty crazy.
And then how could you turn up at the wrong venue? Just kind of, did they give you the wrong address?
I thought I heard a conversation where someone said all the Miles Kane gigs are the academies.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right, so I went to Birmingham Academy because I knew where that was.
Yeah.
And then there was like this heavy metal band on when I walked in. I mean, it says something also about the security standards of the academies, if you don't mind me saying, because I got in with a different pass through 3 layers of security. So when I actually got in there, some fella went, you're not playing in. I was going to do my Birmingham accent then, but I felt a little bit self-conscious because you'd already mentioned it. When I went into that, he went, you're not playing here, mate. And I was going, no, I am. He was going, you're not playing here tonight, mate. I was going, I am supporting Miles Kane. And then he just turned to his mate and laughed as if maybe this happens quite a lot. And he went, mate, you're playing down the road. So then I had to kind of go back down. He said, oh, it's only 5 minutes away, and it took me an hour.
Took you an hour?
It took me an hour. Well, rush hour Birmingham.
Oh,
mate.
yeah,
Do you know
course.
what I mean? Too many people on the road, isn't there?
It's just too many people in Birmingham.
That's it, yeah.
And if you could have any superpower, which one would you have and why?
It's always a tough one. This, I think. I have heard this question before, and I didn't know the answer then. But is seeing through walls a superpower?
Yes, I'd
Right.
say so.
Well, that's mine.
Why would you want to see through walls?
Because it'd be easier to get somewhere if you could just see through things. Then I'd know, and it wouldn't take me an hour to get there. Would it? You see?
True, but then again, you'd have to see through so many walls at the.
Yeah, but it's a superpower, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
True.
It's gotta, I'm sure it's got to work in your favour. Can't be a hazard. Can't be a handicap, can it? Do you
I don't know
what
if
I
you're
mean?
driving and you can't see buildings, then that might be a hazard.
I wonder like where the distinction comes in then. Maybe it needs a bit of refining.
Maybe you could just like turn it on and off whenever you need to.
Yeah, all right, then flying. Is that better?
Yeah.
Flying's
flying,
easier, isn't it?
Flying
yeah.
and
Flying and not see through walls because you bump into something.
because you might fly into a window or something.
That's it, yeah.
Could you imagine? Just like sitting at home, just kind of look up as you flying at my window. that'd be a laugh. But Mike, a massive thank you for coming
No,
down.
thank you, mate. Cheers.
Appreciate it. Good luck with the rest of this year.
Thank you, mate.
And good luck with everything you do as well.
Cheers, tar pal. Okay, this is the last song. This is called Temple Blues. I have been Mike Hughes. Thank you for listening. This is me and the Colonel signing out. Oh, rising seas and looming skies, oh, consequence and fate collide. No sermon for the preacher's scold, no reckoning, we've just been told. We grab the cross around our neck and send the children to their bed. A seventh son has just been slain, a minister has just been made.